In court, Yana Yogi's mental condition was called into question. They claimed the oxygen deprivation and stress caused him temporary insanity. Sure. In the end, the claim passed the court, and Yogi was found innocent. Huh. But isn't that strange? This letter tells him to get revenge on Edgeworth. Why would he want to take revenge on you? Right? Yeah. There's something that's been troubling me these last few days. I didn't know whether or not I should tell you. You mean the nightmare? Yeah, it's a nightmare of a crime I committed. A memory of murder. I think the time has come to tell all. I mean, to be fair, you could retry him. If new evidence has come out in light. And technically, this new evidence is to get revenge on Edgeworth. So you can go with it as, no, he knew exactly what he was doing. So we could probably get him brought up on new charges for the murder. But I mean, you know, lol. For the last 15 years, I've had the same dream almost every night. I wake up in a fearful sweat every time. What kind of dream? It's a dream about my father's killing in the dark. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet, I said quiet, you're not making this any easier. I want to get out, help. Don't shout. I can't breathe. You're using up my air. What? Stop breathing my air, I'll stop you. Ah, what? What are you? Stop breathing my air! No, Father. He's attacking Father. Then I see the pistol lying by my feet. I don't know if it was evidence from that day or in court or the bailiffs. In a daze, I pick up the pistol. Get away! Get away from my father! Ah. And with that scream, I wake. It's a bone-chilling scream. A scream that has rung in my ears for the past 15 years. But that's just a dream, right? Right? That thought is the only thing that has kept me sane for the last 15 years. But what if I'm wrong? What if it's real? They say that sometimes people shut out memories in self-defense. Maybe it was I who killed my father. What? If you think about it that way, this letter makes sense. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Think about it, Yogi was really innocent. That's why he wanted revenge against me. Wait, Edgeworth, you mean... It was me. I was the true criminal of DL6. I shot my father. This is bad. What are you gonna do, Nick? What can we do? I don't know. I don't think there's anything we can do. Like it or not. If there's someone else who knows a lot about the DL6, maybe. There is, Nick. There is someone else who knows about DL6. Yeah, it's called Grossberg. Thanks for your time, Edgeworth. Keep saying, buddy. Grossberg Law Offices. Mr. Grossberg. Oh, hello there. What's wrong? You look troubled. No kidding. I can't believe you're not. My. Just calm down and tell me what's happened, hmm? It's Mr. Edgeworth. He... I see. So Edgeworth dreamt that he shot his own father. It's only a dream, only a dream. I wonder. What? If that's the case, then why do you two look so troubled? Well, also consider this. Yogi quite certainly holds a deep grudge against Miles Edgeworth. So deep he'd want to frame him for murder. This leads me to summarize that Mr. Edgeworth's dream was not a dream. It was real. As you imagined. Mr. Edgeworth threw the pistol to save his father. The pistol fired, and the deed was done. No, I don't believe it. Yogi was suspected of murder, and his career as a bailiff was irrevocably wrecked. Thus, he sought revenge on Miles Edgeworth. This was his last chance, of course, with the statute of limitations so close. What? No, he would try to... I think he's doing this in time so that it can't be retried. I think that's all it is. Because he doesn't want a retrial if new evidence surfaces, because he'll be done for. Look, I don't trust Grossberg at all. What do you know about Edgeworth's father? He was a defense attorney without peer. It sounds trite, but it's true. Well, he may have had one peer now that I think about it. Your mentor, Mia Fey. My sister? Gregory Edgeworth was very disapproving of Mr. Von Karma's techniques. It's no surprise. Von Karma is an extreme man. Forged evidence, testimonies and evidence are nothing to him. The result, he has a perfect win record in court. To beat him, Gregory Edgeworth tried to call attention to his methods. And? He lost, and died in despair as it were. I see. No surprise. When Gregory Edgeworth was killed, the police called on a spear meeting. That was your mother, Misty Fey. I am Gregory Edgeworth. I have been killed. The one who shot me was the bailiff, Yana Yogi. Yet Yogi was found innocent. That's why when my mother left us, everyone called her a fraud. That's right. Everyone thought she was, you see. Yet now that I think about it, it seems the one who lied was Gregory Edgeworth's ghost. Gregory Edgeworth must have known who shot him. I don't believe it. So you're saying he falsified his testimony? That Edgeworth's dad lied to protect his son? It's only a possibility, mind you. But a possibility nonetheless. If he wanted to protect his son, he would have just said, I didn't know who shot me. Whatever, buddy. Oh ho! So this is the letter. It does seem that Yogi was following this letter when he killed Hammond. But why would he kill Hammond? Hammond was a skilled defense attorney. But he defended clients not for their stake, but his own. His own sake? He never trusted his clients, that one. The only thing he trusted was his own ability. But he got his client found innocent, so why should it matter? Actually, my dear, it's quite different. He won that innocent verdict, but for no one but himself. Yogi was a free man, but socially he was ruined. Huh? You'll understand soon enough. Wait, what is it? This letter. I've seen this handwriting somewhere before, a long time ago. Whose handwriting was it? Do you have any idea who wrote this? Yana Yogi? Maybe it was Yana Yogi. Yana Yogi? You claim he wrote himself this letter, then followed his own instruction? Oh yeah, that's fucking right. Yeah, I guess that wouldn't really happen. Perhaps you think Mr. Yana Yogi has a split personality. I think that's definitely a possibility. No, I think not. I do not know this Yogi in any case. There's no way I would recognize his handwriting. Oh, right. Yes, right, I'll ask you again. Do you have any idea who wrote this? Karma? Could have been Manfred von Karma. Von Karma? Why would he have something to do with this? If he got rid of Edgeworth, he'd have sole control over, you know, prosecuting. Well, I'm not sure. Von Karma. Wait, you're right, my boy. This is Von Karma's handwriting, I'm sure of it. I used to see it all the time on court records. What? But that means that the one who told Mr. Yogi to kill was... Correct, Manfred von Karma himself. What does this mean then? Why would von Karma want to frame Edgeworth? If it truly was von Karma who wrote the letter, then he would know the truth. He would know that Miles Edgeworth had accidentally killed his own father. He'll say as much tomorrow, in court I should think. He'll press the point until the court finds Miles Edgeworth guilty. Oh no. But how could von Karma know about Mr. Edgeworth's past like that? Even Mr. Edgeworth thought it was just a nightmare. That I do not know. Yeah, I do know that Von Karma is both persistent and a perfectionist. Yeah, but I can object and say it has no relevance to this case at all. He may be seeking to satisfy a grudge against Gregory Edgeworth by hurting his son. What do you mean? It was 15 years ago. Von Karma met Gregory Edgeworth in court and Von Karma did win. But he didn't make it through the trial unscarred. What happened in the trial between Edgeworth's dad and Von Karma? Von Karma got the guilty verdict he wanted. He won the trial. But Gregory Edgeworth accused Von Karma of faulty evidence. And he lost the trial. And though he lost the trial, Mr. Edgeworth's accusation stood. Faulty evidence? It was the only penalty Von Karma has ever received in his career as a prosecutor. Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Vacation? Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting. Really? He doesn't take a vacation? Like, go to the sea or the mountains? Don't tell me he's never been to Europe. You have strange ideas about vacations, Maya. In any case, that was only a time he took a vacation from work. I believe the penalty upset him quite a bit. Odd. If he wanted to keep a perfect record so badly, why would he take such a long vacation? What do we do, Nick? Von Karma is going to bring up DL6. You can bet on it. What if Mr. Edgeworth pleads guilty to DL6? I won't let him. The trial's not about DL6, though. You have to bring up separate charges on the DL6 incident. This is a trial about the murder on this night. And I have evidence to prove that it was not Edgeworth that did the murder. Completely. 100%. That's foolproof evidence. The trial has no bearing on DL6, and you cannot reach a verdict on DL6 in this other trial. You can bring him up on charges on a different incident on a different day, but not today, not in this court. Yes, Mr. Wright, I hate to say this, but even an accidental murder is murder, you know. I know that. I just believe in Edgeworth's innocence. I can't believe he'd kill someone. But Nick, Mr. Edgeworth admits it himself. His father must have lied to protect him from beyond the grave. I don't care. I know he's not guilty. Mr. Wright, if you say so, I suppose I could go check again. The police files might hold something of interest. Mr. Grossberg, thank you. I can't promise anything. In fact, I think the chances of finding something are slim. I understand. The police materials. Let's go to detention center, see if I can't talk to Edgeworth. No, I already presented this letter. Unless maybe I can present it and say, oh yeah, we know Von Karma wrote it. Edgeworth, see, okay, no. I don't know why we aren't gonna just tell him, hey, Von Karma wrote this letter. I don't know. I would. I forgot how long that one was. Move to the criminal affairs. December 27th, Police Department, Criminal Affairs. That's hard. There's hardly anyone here. Everyone must be out looking for the old guy, Yogi. Oh, it's you! I don't think Gumshoe will come back today. He's staying out late looking for someone. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe is pounding the pavement for real. We were wondering if we could check out the records room again. Ah, fuck it, I don't care. Well, now I can't have just anyone wandering around in here. But I guess Mr. Von Karma is in there right now, yeah, anyway. You can go in as long as he's there. Von Karma? Yeah, he just arrived, actually. Von Karma's in the records room. Nick, let's hurry. He's obviously going to be taking anything that involves him. Because he's a piece of shit. December 27th, Police Department Records Room. Dusty as always. We were only here just yesterday. I'm sure they just haven't had time to clean. What's wrong, Nick? Nothing. I was just noticing that he isn't here. Von Karma. Where did you go, buddy? I mean, I'm sure you're not burning evidence. Huh? One of the drawers here is open. Someone must have been looking in it recently. The label says unsolved cases evidence. Unsolved cases. Nick, the file for DL6 is completely empty. What? What are you doing in here? Ah. Von Karma. You. How do you know my name? Huh? Have we met? What are you saying? We saw each other every day, don't we? We're in Miles's defense team. Defense team? Oh, I beg your pardon. You see, I rarely remember defense attorneys. They're like bugs to me, needless things to be crushed. I can see how this guy was Edgeworth's mentor. Hey, nice information you got there, buddy. Hope you don't take that. Mr. Edgeworth was your student, right? A romanticist who could never shed the veneer of amateurism. Just like his father, always second-rate. Mr. Von Karma? You had an axe to grind with Mr. Gregory Edgeworth, didn't you? Me? A grudge against a mere defense attorney? Why? Because he dealt a blow to your otherwise perfect trial record. So you did. But what I don't get is, why did you take his son under your wing afterwards? The son of your most bitter rival. That, my dear attorney, is none of your business. Tomorrow will be the last day of the trial. It's been a while since I've had a defense attorney last this long. Still, you will lose in the end. Miles Edgeworth will admit his own guilt. His guilt of 15 years ago, you mean? You're quite the researcher. If you've done your homework so well, then certainly you must understand. You know what Miles Edgeworth will tell the court tomorrow. We were right. So Von Karma is going to bring up DL6 in court tomorrow. Again, it has no bearing on the court case and the matter at hand. The matter at hand is the death of Mr. Hammond. He is not responsible for the death of Mr. Hammond. Hey, how's this letter, buddy? Mr. Von Karma, have a look at this. This was you, wasn't it? You instructed Yana Yogi to commit murder. Yana Yogi? How many years has it been since I've heard him called by that name? He's a fool. I told him to burn it after you read it. So you admit it? You wrote Mr. Yogi this letter? Yes, my dear defense attorney. Thank you for taking the trouble to bring it up to me. You've saved me a lot of needless hassle. What? Nick, what's that thing? Stun gun. For self-defense, usually. Indeed. 600,000 kilovolts will course through your body like a dog touching an electric fence. 600,000? No, don't worry. People don't die from it, usually. Now give me the letter. No. No! Whoa, what are you? Nick, run. And dead. Maya, out of my way. Ah! Damn it. Should have left the records room. He got us. The letter's gone, of course. And he took the DL6 evidence, all of it. Back to having no clues. No, we still have our case file. Didn't take it all. Wait, Maya jumped first. Maya, is she okay? Maya! Maya, open your eyes. Maya! Hey Mia, want to come out here? The letter, did he take it? Huh? Oh, yeah. Are you okay? I couldn't stop him. I jumped as fast as I could, but one shot from the thing knocked me out cold. I'm useless. I'm no good as a lawyer or medium. I can't even call him my sister. Not even now when we need her the most. I wish I hadn't woken up at all. Maya! There has to be some way I can help her. I'd better do something about her self-confidence first. Maya? She's holding something. What is that? A bullet? DL6 incident evidence number 7, taken from the heart of Gregory Edgeworth. I remember. When Karma was holding this when Maya jumped him. But DL6 bullet in pocket. I'll prove it to you, Maya. You're most definitely not useless. I'll prove it to you in court tomorrow. I'm glad that had to happen. Mr. Von Karma. You fucking snake. December 28th, 9:51 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. This is it, Judgment Day. Today things are going to get settled at last, a lot of things. Whoa! What's that? What's the big idea? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from the run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyway, today is the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Edward is looking gloom as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Whoa! What are you doing? Sorry. I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Oh, she has a fucking stun thing. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge. Right, good idea. Or not. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Wow, pal! What's gotten into that girl? Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning. How'd it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Yogi's face says he's forgotten his own name. But that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm going to prove it. December 28th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Edgeworth. Defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. Oh, right, very well. We have reached the final day of the proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost the memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away. He will now testify. I see. Very well, please begin your testimony. Why I left court? I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did, but I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Polly, see? I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is. Very well, let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yana Yogi. You're Yana Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. I'm gonna press you so fucking hard, buddy. I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday. I'd call what you did running away, not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony and you realized you were in danger. Now, Mr. Wright, there's no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony. He sure seems relaxed. He's lying. Oh, God, fuck you. In fact, they both do. Von Karma and Yana Yogi. See, the thing is, I know how to be a douche on the as a witness, theoretically speaking, because all you have to do is be extremely vague. And as long as nothing can contradict you, it's like untouchable. So it's the fucking lot of heart situation. Even though like she wasn't necessarily lying on purpose, it was really hard to break her because of that. I wasn't running away or nothing. No, yeah, I'm sure. Then why'd you leave? He's just about to say why. Is it so hard for you to just quietly listen when someone is talking? If I said quietly, Edgeworth would be guilty in 3 minutes. Went to buy some food for Polly. Food? Well, Polly is a bit of a gourmand, you see. She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. They only have them in the big pet shop downtown. But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker shack? Oh, well, I kind of got lost, you see. The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes, and when the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack. Yeah, right, nice try, Von Karma. No one's going to believe that. I see. So he was lost. Oh my fucking Christ. Please, Your Honor, come to your senses. I figured I got nothing to do with the incident anyhow. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Seems like it. Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or, maybe you're lying about not having your memory. You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show court proof. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? It's impossible. I'm glad you come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness, please continue. Well, if I had that fucking letter, I would. I mean, I need one of the motive things. How can you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond, and that's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge, it's impossible. I have proof he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. I don't fucking have anything on him. Because he's a piece of shit. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You've been saying the same thing now over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past therefore into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. Order, order. Mr. Wright, there's a serious problem with your playing. Or are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. Oh, now this is interesting. I would like to know myself, who is he? By done, Von Karma. Mr. Wright, please tell us the witness's name. Yanni Yogi. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name seems familiar. Oh, Yanni Yogi, from the DL6 incident. I thought the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. Well, what does that mean? Your Honor, if this man is Yanni Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This witness is Yanni Yogi. Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I'll got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor? Please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on the file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I see. That makes sense. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no fingerprints. Oh, good, he burned them all off. What a fucking coincidence. What What? No fingerprints? Oh, you see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. Oh, of course. I thought you couldn't remember things from several years ago. I burned my fingers working with this stuff. Oh, yep. What? Yogi, you burn your fingerprints off to hide your past. Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity. No. This. What will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems that the case has been decided, no? No. I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't just let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way. There is no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one. Nick, what are you going to do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do? Tisk. Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine the parrot for a little comic relief. Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Actually, no. Let me do it. Let me cross-examine the parrot. Wait a second. Cross-examine the parrot? What is it, Nick? No, you're not going to. Your Honor? The defense would like to call Mr. Von Karma up to on his proposal. Take Mr. Von Karma up? On his proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. This is fucking ridiculous. It's a fucking clown show. This is a fucking court of law. What are you doing bringing a goddamn parrot in here? Is my response as a judge.